Right, so this is just going to be a pretty short stream. Just wanted to have something to upload to my channel tomorrow because I've got a busy day and I'm not going to have time to record a proper episode of Kerbal Space Program, though there is one in the can that's on the way. I'm not sure if that's going to be uploaded by me this week or potentially from on a different channel for a special thing. We'll see if that happens. I'll let y'all know. I know that's like the only popular thing on my channel. But anyway, so eventful weekend. Had a job interview over the weekend at local electronics store. Well, not local, it's Best Buy, but it's pretty much the only electronics store we have anymore. So, gonna be starting work there pretty soon, going in for another interview somewhere else tomorrow. But I have accepted the offer from Best Buy, so that's probably going to wind up taking up most of my time. I'm gonna try and keep the videos coming, despite going back to work. Kind of depends on exactly how many hours I wind up working. I'm going to be making more money than I did my last job, so I'm either going to have more free time or better games, one of the two. So you either get more of me or more of me playing better things. Alright, so this is the job we're going to take. Not a great price, but it's just the right length for what I wanted to do today. So yeah, that was my week. Hoping to get the Xbox One back at some point. Ooh, that is loud. I really just hit that pillar. I did. Oops. Oh, I stalled the engine. Okay. That was a smooth start, wasn't it? Anywho, back to the silence of my cab. So, going to be starting that job pretty soon. I've got another interview tomorrow as well, and if that one pans through, then things might really change, but not holding out terribly high hopes for that. We'll see if that pans out, but probably not. In the meantime, I'm hoping to, oh, I don't want to reverse. I'm hoping to still get plenty of time to record things. Might have to live stream a little more often to fill in. Install the engine again. Might have to live stream a little more often to fill in the gaps in where I'm not able to record things because of work. Because it's really the editing together the Kerbal episodes that takes the most time to cut out all the boring parts. So that's pretty much it as far as the personal life update. I'm looking forward to getting back to work and being able to afford games, though honestly, the last week in video games, I'm kind of glad to be out of the loop for now. Watching everything that happened with Assassin's Creed Unity was pretty disgusting. And Assassin's Creed's never really been a game that I jump to buy when it's brand new every year, but I have to admit, Black Flag was really good. I got that one, probably about 4 or 5 months ago, and I wish I'd gotten it sooner because it's been a blast every moment I've played of it. It's got all the stuff I really liked from the first 3 Assassin's Creed games, well, first 5. Sorry, from the first 5 Assassin's Creed games, plus the pirate ship stuff is just a load of fun, even if I'm not very good at it. As you can probably tell, I am the kind of dork who just takes the boat everywhere. I don't really use the fast travel system in those games. Even in the original one, I would ride the horse somewhere rather than fast travel to a city. And so really enjoyed the boat thing. I might check out Assassin's Creed Rogue, but I don't have a way to record off my Xbox 360 anymore. Or I never did, so I can't really stream that. I'd like to. Might look into possibly picking up some kind of HDMI streaming thing when when I get my bills all balanced out again. That would be very nice. For one, it would let me get games with much better frame rates and stream those, and those tend to come with better recording software than XSplit, which does not seem to like 60 frames per second, so... Oh, don't break. Okay, we're fine. Everything's fine. We're all fine here. Not that I have very many games that can play in 60 frames per second, but that's kind of what I'm hoping to get back to with consoles, is games that just perform and without me having to mess with them, because God, that's the worst thing about PC gaming, is having to tweak every little setting to get the game to play right. But this is running remarkably well. Obviously the anti-aliasing is not doing its job, but well, everything else looks okay. I'm willing to forgive a little bit of aliasing for a nice smooth gameplay. But yeah, so I mean, obviously you certainly noticed that my Alien videos were not good frame rates. I have managed to get past the bug that stopped me from playing. That was absolutely tied to the fact that my computer is not really capable of playing that game at the levels that you really need it to be. And, once I had to drop it back into an 800 by 600 window in order to get past that part of the game. So, yeah. I'm not sure if that says more about my computer or the game, because my computer's not that old. It's about a year old, and most of the hardware in it is probably maybe another year older than that, so I guess about 2 years old. But Alien wasn't exactly a taxing game. It was a gorgeous game, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't terribly difficult to run for most people. Every time I played it, I felt like I would rather be playing it on Xbox One with decent frame rates. Of course, my Xbox One had all kinds of problems with it as well, so I probably haven't done one of these since that whole thing happened. So I don't have my Xbox One anymore. I had to sell it to pay my rent last month. Not a huge deal, but I wasn't as sad to see it go as you might think. I'd been having some trouble with it. I was in the preview dashboard program, and every time that updated, I got a whole slew of new bugs. And I was kind of regretting joining in on that. Not even being paid to beta test the console, though arguably the entire console's hardware seems to be in beta. Everything about it just screams this was not tested properly. For one, my controllers both started wearing out on me. The controller that I got with the console less than 6 months ago, back in March. Okay, so more than 6 months ago now, less than 6 months before it actually broke. But got the console in March with the Titanfall release, and the controller was worn out by the end of September. That's not good. That's not good enough. I've got original Xbox controllers that still work fine. I've got GameCube controllers that work great. As you've seen from me streaming Diddy Kong Racing, I have N64 controllers that admittedly have seen better days, but still work just fine. And I played all those consoles way more than I played my Xbox One, because that had pretty much no decent games for the longest time. I was not very good at Titanfall, so I didn't really play that as often as most other people, I suspect. And finally got a decent game on it with Destiny, and promptly wore my controller out as in something like 2 weeks of playing. So that was a big disappointment. I managed to get a new controller, but that one was already showing signs of having issues by the time I sold the console a month later. Is it a toll booth? No, it's a rest area. Okay. This is some heavy traffic for this game. But, so yeah, not really super sad. I really wish I could play the Master Chief Collection. I love the Halo games, and that was something I was really looking forward to streaming. I've got a lot of friends playing that. I'd like to play co-op. I'm not huge into online multiplayer, so that wasn't really the huge draw for me, so I'm not terribly upset that that's not working on that game yet. Though I'm kind of looking forward to playing some classic Halo 2 again. That was the first online game I really did. And would be nice to revisit that. Oh, here we are. No, this is not my exit. Keep going. So, one thing I'd like to do if I do manage to get the get things back up and running with the Xbox One, I'd like to get Alien Isolation, do a proper Let's Play of that game without the performance issues I was running into. Probably just do like highlights of that one. But I really think that just having something that can really perform better would improve the video content on this channel significantly. In the meantime, I will stick to my simulators. I'd really like to play Farm Simulator. That might be one that I'd look into, if I can find that cheaply somewhere. Or wrangle myself a copy off of someone else. It's my kind of game, you know? Nice and sedate pace and fascinating mechanics. Though I was a little disappointed that they kind of fixed their physics engine, which, I mean, they didn't really fix the physics engine, they just kind of put some band-aids on it to keep it from doing all the really funny, insane stuff that made people actually play the game that didn't want to farm. Like, the cars are just solid blocks now, you hit them and you... Oh, shit, I need to merge. Don't lose it, don't lose it. You hit a car in Farm Simulator and nothing happens. You hit, you try and go over a fence and it's really difficult, that sort of thing. You still phase through most of the pedestrians and stuff like they weren't even there. Which, I know, not what people go to that game for, but it's a farm simulator. I'm gonna play it like a normal farm simulator. But I think they're cutting out a big group of people who bought that game because it was, the physics engine was so silly. So yeah, a little sad to see they fixed that. And I put fixed in air quotes there. Well, at least I would if I could take my hands off the steering wheel. Yeah. We'll see what else is on my mind. Oh, Jim Sterling got himself a good Patreon going. Hit something like 7,000 already. It was at 5,000 after 24 hours, and it was 7,000 last time I looked. It's probably higher than that by now. I'm very, very happy to see that. Looking forward to hopping on that bandwagon once I get my own finances sorted out. Not significantly, but, you know, I like Jim Sterling's content, and I'm glad to see him getting paid for it. He was the only thing that kept me reading Destructoid for the longest time, because that site just got super, just, I don't know, I liked some of their video content, and then I just started noticing how horrible the people who ran the site could be sometimes. And it's like, but they've got Jim Sterling and Jonathan Holmes, though he's impressed me a little less lately. And then Sterling moved to The Escapist, which I was already a member of the Escapist Publishers Club, so it was like, oh, sweet, perfect. I like The Escapist. The Escapists are good people. That was, admittedly, that was back when Susan Arndt was running things. Though, still an awesome site. Greg Tito's stand-up guy. And, big fan of them. Got Loading Ready Run on the Escapist channel. That was the big reason I subscribed, and then all the Jimquisition stuff just kind of came in on top of that. Glad I started paying attention to that. I kind of ignored him because I saw the first few episodes of Jimquisition when they were new, and they were not great. And then glad I tuned back in because that show grew up a lot and has become something very important to video games, I think. But happy to see he's going to be paid very, very well for his efforts, and hoping that he turns around and funnels a lot of that extra money back into the community, or at least into the videos. Lord knows he's going to be living well off of that. He's making like 4 or 5 times per year what I make now. Well, what I made at my last job anyway. We'll see how that pans out with the new job. But yeah, very happy for him. A little disappointed in a lot of the people I follow on Twitter complaining that people were supporting Jim Sterling instead of other needier people on Patreon. It's like, no, that's No. No, 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 no. You don't get to do that. Jim Sterling earned every penny that people are sending him because he's a good enough content producer that people want to send him that much money. And, you know, he's a pretty stand-up guy. I fully expect a lot of that money is going to wind up going right back into the gaming community to people who do need it. I would not be surprised to see him become a major patron of lots of other Patreons, but we'll see. First, I expect the quality of his content to jump significantly if he was starting to fall behind in any equipment. Kind of looking forward to that. I mean, he could practically launch his own version of The Escapist off of what he's making. Or, better yet, his own version of Destructoid, since that seemed to be more of his style. And people would definitely go. But, among other things, trying to think of something, some sort of witty follow-up now. No, I don't really have a good segue off of Jim Sterling. Well, there's a mental image. Shit. That was almost bad. I was about to go through speed cameras doing almost 60. As it was downhill and my cruise control was holding me at 50 for the uphill portion. So that was almost exciting. Glad there was no one really close behind me there. But so yeah, I've gotten the memo. I realize that people really like Kerbal Space Program, so I'm trying to put out as much of that as possible. I'm trying to tweak the Kerbal mod to get it running decently on my system, but I'm having some crashes and stuff, so that might actually wind up getting removed from my copy of the game. I love having other runways. Like, it's so nice to have other places to land in the game other than the Space Center and the Island Airstrip, but I don't know. It wasn't crashing on me before that, and it's definitely taken a it's definitely hit my performance a little bit. So might ditch Kerbal Side. If I can get it running decent, you'll see it in the next episode. If not, it'll be gone. So I was super happy that we were going to be bringing that in, and now probably not. I'm probably going to keep it installed on a secondary install of the game and just like do some silly things like cinematics or something. Like show Jebediah arriving by helicopter from the North Pole Biodome or something to the Space Center. Oh wait, no, he's dead. Alan or Sean Kerman, they're alive still. Would very much like to do something like that, but at this point I'm not expecting it's going to make it into my proper game. But something I am thinking about adding is the Taurus command pod. It's a 7 Kerbal command pod. We need to get significantly further along in the tech tree before I think about bringing that in, though. But it's one or the other. I'm going to be doing either Kerbal Side or Taurus because Kerbal Side makes it much easier to send shuttles up and bring them back down, and Taurus makes it easier to do that with capsules instead of shuttles to move a lot of Kerbals around. Oop, I almost smashed that guy into a wall. Sorry. Oh, speed limit 60. Why am I doing 50? Oh, drifting. Don't drift. Don't drift. So yeah, other things. The comet landing was pretty impressive. The whole weird thing with the guy's shirt has been a little bit troubling, but ignoring that, the comet landing itself was very cool. And there's an episode coming up in my Kerbal Space Program series as kind of our own little inspired by thing. And that's either going to be on my channel sometime this week, or it might wind up getting used in a collaboration with another YouTuber, so we'll see if that comes up. I'm hopeful, but I don't think he's going to, so we'll see. My videos aren't quite good enough quality for him, I don't think. I don't have a 1080p computer. Or screen. I don't have a 1080p screen, let me put it that way. Which I'm kind of glad for, because my computer struggles enough with 720. Though I did find a game I can play very well. A lot of the Source engine stuff runs extremely well on this computer, which is good. It's a 10-year-old engine. So hoping to get some Gmod stuff maybe on here. That would be fun. We've got at least one friend who's interested, but we have yet to coordinate anything. That would be really neat. Get like our own little version of the Minecraft Trouble in Terrorist Town and prop hunt videos going. Those have always been some of my favorite things to watch on YouTube, so it would be pretty neat to get anything even remotely approaching that entertaining onto my channel, if I can. We'll see. Yes, my mouse is probably... Yep, there it is. It's awake now. Duckman is playing 7 Days to Die. That sounds like a boring survival horror game. Oh, Grand Theft Auto 5 is coming out in, like, 3 hours. I'm really looking forward to seeing that on new consoles. That's probably the biggest reason I really want to get my Xbox One back, honestly. That game looks absolutely fantastic. There's no way my computer's going to be able to handle it when it comes out on PC, so I'm not even going to try. Much as I would love to. But, since I'm going to hopefully be working at a Best Buy, maybe there's some kind of employee discount I can get a decent PC after a few months. Or sometime next year. I need to get a car, honestly. I drive a moped, and that's a bad idea in this time of year. For one, the winds today... I live on the mid-Atlantic coast. Well, 200 miles inland from the coast, but still coastal United States compared to the rest of the country. And had quite the system move through today. We had wind gusts that were... We had steady winds like 30 miles an hour, gusting to 45 for most of the morning. And you don't want to drive a scooter in that kind of weather, because you're only moving forward at like 30 miles an hour on a good day. If you hit a 30 mile an hour headwind, that'll drop your speed to like 15, and other drivers do not like that. Cause yeah, they get angry and they try and run you off the road, and they curse at you like it's your fault that you're not driving a proper car. It's like, no, 100 miles per gallon, 100 miles per gallon. That's why I'm driving this thing. It's not so I can get in your way. It's because it's the cheapest possible way to get to work. Seriously though, 100 miles per gallon. That was not a joke. That's really the mileage my scooter gets. I fill up the tank for $2 a month, roughly. I like that it's dropping down to 50 for the speed limit every time we approach a speed camera, and it's right back up to 60 again as soon as you're past the camera. It's like, that just seems designed to ticket people. Which, if from what I've seen on Top Gear is any indication, it is. Jeremy Clarkson loves to complain about the speed cameras. Oh, no, don't drift. Not been watching any proper TV lately, though I did catch Doctor Who in the finale for that. That was amazing. I was very, very happy to see. Well, one, I'm a sucker for Cyberman storylines, because that theme is just awesome, and they're much more sinister bad guys than Daleks, I think. But I don't know. I wasn't watching when the Daleks were really sinister bad guys, so I'm probably missing something there. But quite happy with the new Doctor. I'm going to miss seeing Clara, and I was a little bit my favorite character of the season was Danny Pink, so the last few episodes could have gone significantly better for him. I think that's a nice spoiler-free way of phrasing that. He was absolutely. I was really hoping he was going to become a companion because I admit I was kind of really hoping for a return to the Amy and Rory days of the previous Doctor, but with Capaldi and his grumpiness instead. I thought that would be pretty neat because Pink is Soldier Boy, and that would be an interesting dynamic. I think I really enjoyed every single episode that he had a major part in through the season. So hoping that he shows up more in the future, but I don't know. We'll see. Pretty sure Clara's out, so I think her last episode is the Christmas special. Which should be interesting. That's going to be kind of silly from the looks of it. So, don't know how I feel about that, but silliness has its place in Doctor Who, that's for sure. It's been silly long before I started watching it, so I'm hardly one to complain when it's... Oh, let's slow down here. This is a work zone. Not the jackhammer noise there. There's a little bit of a Doppler shift on that. Impressive. Oh, there's another one. I'm just coasting now. I'm hoping I'm not going to have to, yeah, I did have to tap my brake there to avoid running into this guy. I'm doing 40. I think I hit one of those cones. Alright, accelerate, buddy. Accelerate. Come on, you can do it. No? Alright, let's see if this is my exit coming up, and if it's not, I'm going to get back in the middle lane. I think this is my exit. And now he accelerates. Yep, this is my exit. So approaching the end of our journey here, I believe. Actually, I honestly have no idea. Well, let's see. ETA 35 minutes. 34 minutes, 33 minutes. 32 minutes. Okay, so yeah, it's coming up pretty quick here from the looks of things. I think I covered a dozen different topics there. Other things I'm hoping turn out is new job pays better than my old job. Hoping that means I can get proper medical care. We'll see. I found out I am actually insured, so might be able to make something work with that. But I don't even know the slightest way how to approach getting a doctor for trans issues in this area. Lord knows that's all kinds of difficult in my part of the country. Thank you for passing me in the oncoming lane. Watching my mirror now to see if anyone else tries that stunt. So, yeah, not sure what's going to happen, but going to be an interesting week for me, that's for sure. Shit, I need to turn here. Alright, so where do I need to go? Like, into the city proper from the looks of things. So this is going to be my YouTube video for Tuesday. Don't have any plans for a video on Wednesday. I think I'm going to try and do 4 a week. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And that ought to keep me busy for the foreseeable future. So Thursday is hopefully going to be some form of Kerbal Space Program. Either the canned episode, if that turns out not to get used, or another new episode. I need to build some more space stations. I need to set up a really good relay network for to get my Kerbals out to the moon and Minmus easily, and start staging programs for interplanetary flights. So that is the goal there. How long that will take, I do not know. Next episode's probably going to wind up being a, if it's not the canned episode, that was a science mission, a unmanned science mission almost entirely. There were Kerbonauts involved in the end, but just in the recovery phase. So oh god, I hate these ones. I did not even get close to that. Alright, let's go around the block and try this again. Oh shit. Silly American. Silly, silly American driving on that side of the road for a moment there. Looking forward to American Truck Simulator. They've been releasing screenshots for that more lately, so kind of looking forward to that. Going to be a lot of that on this channel, I think. Especially if my computer can handle it. Like, because this looks fine. Like, I know this is not the best graphics settings for this game, but this looks incredible for my computer. Shit. Alrighty then. Oh, also got something exciting on the way from the Kerbal Space Program devs. I will do my best to make a video showing that off when it gets here. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll have seen what that's going to be. If not, I'm going to leave it as a surprise. So be sure to tune in for that if you're a Kerbal Space Program kind of person. I'm going to mention that in the next proper episode of Kerbal Space Program as well. And then once that... Oh, this is not going to happen. Nope, didn't happen. No one behind me? No one behind me. So... Alright. Wait a minute. Why did I go around the block? This is a bloody traffic circle. I'm on the wrong side of the road again. Alright, so I'm just going to go around this traffic circle, come back this way, and try and turn in, make it a right turn instead. So I've got a little bit more room to maneuver. Not my fault. Also not my fault, but I didn't get charged for that one, so... Let's let this guy go. Alright, so let's pull forward a little bit more. Now you'll swing in. And that's going to let the trailer line up nicely. There we go. See, I can drive this thing. Oh good, we got the easy parking spot for this one. Relatively easy. There's no truly easy parking spot in this delivery zone. See if that's good enough. Ding! Perfect! Lots and lots and lots of delicious, delicious experience points. Level 21. I am a master at this, apparently. Clearly we're not watching my driving at the end of that. Let's take another ADR training. Because I want to have as much variety in my cargo choices as possible. Alright, so we'll need to get to a rest area. I see one around the corner here. And then we're going to call it a night, and I am going to get out of here. I've got to get some sleep. I have an early morning tomorrow because job interview. Yay. No, I already have a new... It's funny that it took me 2 months to get anything, and then suddenly just all the interviews at the same time. It's very frustrating. Because I was thinking I would have a job much faster than I did. But I am not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Fingers crossed that the really awesome job comes through. If not, I am definitely still looking forward to the Best Buy job. I've always wanted to work in an electronics store. I am enough of a geek that should be interesting. I've watched far too many episodes of Chuck, so I'm going to be calling the Geek Squad people nerd herders all the time, just to annoy them. So, I do have some things to look forward to, at least. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I just realized I completely ignored the chat that entire time because it was minimized on my screen. Sorry if there were chatters. I apologize. Right, so thanks for watching. Have a great evening. More Kerbals.